And for more on the debate over COVID-19's origins, we're joined now by Einar Tangen. He's a political and economic affairs commentator. So, Einar, the big headline, inconclusive. Also that it wasn't weaponized and unlikely to have been engineered. This was a 90-day U.S. intelligence community investigation. So first, your reaction.
Well, quite clearly, if you follow the logic, if it wasn't biologically engineered, then how would it have been accidentally released from a laboratory as a full-fledged virus? I think you can follow through the conclusions. It's very clear that from an intelligence point of view, they're saying this was impossible. They say, once again, that the Chinese government did not know about this virus beforehand. And, people should understand, this was not a scientific review. This was intercepted data that the U.S. was collecting, all emails, anything that they could get their hands on, basically spycraft, and they went through it. There was tons of information, but it completely disproves this idea that Donald Trump had any kind of evidence whatsoever at the time that he was uttering the nonsense. So clearly, political situation, as Sean has put it, and it's going to continue.
I want to also get your take on this recent article in the highly regarded journal Nature, which quotes a microbiologist at Stanford University who says no one expected this to be figured out by summer. I mean, this is 90 days. And also this week, top U.S. health official Anthony Fauci, we all know, repeated that he doesn't think that this virus came from a lab. And yet, President Biden is still saying that he wants to continue.
Well, it's purely political. Biden is looking at the midterm elections. He wants to appear tough on China, to, in essence, head off any criticism by Republicans and even Democratic China hawks that he is somehow opening the door. Obviously, he hasn't done that. He's continuing to politicize this as well as other cases like Huawei, et cetera. And that's, as I said, pure politics. This idea that there needs to be more information, that unless there's more information forthcoming, no one will know what happened. It's nonsense. It took 20 years to figure out where HIV came from, and it's taken many more years. And in some cases, they've never found out where things have come from. Ebola, for instance, they still don't know. So, this idea is just how to continue this politically, given the facts state categorically that there's no reason to believe that China was anywhere involved in releasing a pathogen of this nature.
And again, that was from Biden's own intelligence agency. I want to ask you about this late remarks from the Chinese embassy here in Washington. They're reacting to this. And as this becomes more well known, what will be Beijing's view on these findings?
Well, it's been fairly consistent. They see this as they said, quote, slander, unquote. This is just pure politicization of what is, in essence, a scientific tragedy. I mean, Sean went through the numbers for you. We're closing in on 40 million people in the U.S. infected, over 650,000 deaths, more to come. 100,000 people in ICUs, mostly in states dominated by Republicans, where there's been a colossal leadership failure. In terms of messaging, telling people they don't need masks, they don't need this, and in some cases, it's all a hoax. This is the kind of thing that is destroying America. It has nothing to do with China. It is simply infighting over, what was in essence a mishandled, terribly tragic situation.